his repayments will increase by over $2,500 a month. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because I want to talk about, well, two things. First, a Twitter post that someone shared on the new and improved Twitter 2.0. This gentleman here shared it on Twitter. In May, my mortgage is going to increase by more than $2,500 a month. I'm not sure everyone realizes just how many people are going to be pushed under by these rate rises this year. And this is just from December 22, and he's in Sydney. So that explains how, you're thinking, how can a mortgage go up that much a month? We'll look at some sums to make it happen. But here's what his second part of the tweet was. Like so many others, we believe the RBA when he said there wouldn't be any rate rises, so we only locked in 2 years fixed. We'll survive, but hard to ignore the fact that many will lose their house based on this advice. Now, this is the thing, guys. The RBA put it out there with a whole lot of contingencies, but normies don't go through reading RBA documents. I barely do it when I go, I'm a YouTuber. That's why. My normal life, I wouldn't do it because you're busy. People they believe Koshi. They think he knows shit. They'll listen to him on the radio or the TV, whatever, in the morning. Do they still have morning breakfast? Does the Today Show still exist? Or what about aggro? Let me know in the comments because frankly, I haven't had a TV plugged in since I was at uni. So they'll believe the headlines and they'll get into this mess. Now, how could this happen? Well, one, he bought in Sydney and house prices are insane there. So let's drag over the old Excel here. And, well, let's say he locked in for a $1.5 million mortgage, which isn't that ludicrous in Sydney, sadly enough. And he went off 1.99, like a lot of us got. And he's going now to a standard variable, 5.1%. There's your $2,600 increase in mortgage repayments. Another $30,000 a year. Nearly $100,000 a year you're paying in repayments. That's over 30 years. And it's only 1.5 million mortgage. Isn't it awesome how it all works, guys? A 47% increase. So what he's saying here could not be unrealistic at all. It could definitely happen. And yeah, guys, I mean, when I look at this is one of the reasons why I'm quite happy that, our renovation has been, it's taken a long time. I'm learning a lot of things. I had 2 tons of rebar just arrived at the front, and I've got a, bought chem set for Ramjet? No, not Ramjet. Ramset. Bought all this stuff. I'll be cutting up rebar tomorrow, but I'm cash flowing it. I haven't borrowed a big chunk of money to do a renovation in one hit. I'm just doing it with cash because I don't want to get in a huge mess. But there are people there that, $2,500 a week, even if you're earning bloody good a month, even if you're earning good money, that's significant. That's going to impact. That's going to have a psychological impact on your discretionary spending. And, well, let's have a look here at what Westpac has to say in this article from Yahoo. So they flag rate impacts in 2023. So for some people, 2023 is going to be a bad year. And a lot of people are going to blame the RBA. They're going to blame everyone but themselves. I mean, here's the thing. The rates were I'll bring it up. The cash rate was bullshit. Pardon my swearing, but it was 0.1%. We all knew it wasn't going to go down anymore. Okay, that wasn't going to happen. The only way it could go is up. So, okay, if it doesn't happen in 4 years, it happened in 2 years. Does that make that much difference? No, it doesn't. I don't get it. I guess, is that just the good old, she'll be right, mate? Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it later. It's future Florian's problem. Is that what people were thinking? I'm sitting there with the windscreen wipers to the new wipers, the inside I've got to reattach. I've got the plastic container on the car. I get back from the gym or driving somewhere. I think, I could just change them now. I'll go inside. I'm tired. I'll eat something. Future Florian can worry about it. So yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight. It's dark. But is that what people are doing? So Australia's second biggest lender has cautioned about a tough period for consumers in 2023 as they feel the full impact of interest rate hikes and the continuing high cost of living. Westpac Chief Executive Peter King on Wednesday told shareholders the lender is carefully watching the impacts of higher interest rates on customers despite credit matrix having shown an improvement so far this year. We expect the combination of rising interest rates and the increase in cost of living to be felt more fully by consumers and businesses after Christmas, Mr. King said at the company's annual general meeting in Melbourne. The comments come a week after the Reserve Bank of Australia raised its benchmark cash rate for the 8th month in a row to 3.1% in its battle to control high inflation. Mortgage holders have been the worst affected, with all major banks, including Westpac, passing on the rate increases in full, raising fears of a spike in defaults next year as borrowers face higher repayments along with increased living costs. I think we'll see I don't know what we'll see. I'm hoping we don't see a spike in afterpay and credit card spending over the holiday period. But something tells me we will. What do you reckon, guys? Would you take the bet that we'll see afterpay increase? Oh, I don't think you'd take it. You'd take the risk. It's definitely, easy carton if someone accepts that. Maybe a shit carton, 4X or VB, But it's recession. You got to start drinking the cheap stuff. Not that I even do. Just water and pretend it's alcohol. There is no doubt that tighter monetary policy and slowing economic growth will impact some customers in the year ahead. We are prepared for this cycle, given the quality of the loan portfolio and strength of our balance sheet and provisioning. Westpac last month posted a better-than-expected full-year profit of $5.7 billion, a 4% improvement over the previous year. The lender said at the time it was yet to see an increase in hardship, with many customers having built up savings during the past 2 years and nearly two-thirds ahead on their mortgage repayments. Yeah, but if you're seeing a 47% increase in your mortgage repayments, that saving buffer is going to evaporate pretty quick. By 2 p.m. Australian Eastern AEDD time, Westpac shares were down to $23. Yep. In a significant development, Chairman John McFarlane on Wednesday told shareholders he will retire from Westpac's board at the end of the 2023 annual general meeting in December next year. He said Westpac had become a leaner, more agile and better performing company since he took the role in 2020, citing progress in turning around the bank since it was embroiled in breaches of anti-money laundering laws. It was ultimately settled into September 2020 after Westpac agreed to pay a record $1.3 billion penalty to the financial crimes regulator AUSTRAC. Westpac also avoided a second strike against its remuneration report that could have forced a spill of its board, with more than 75% of shareholders voting in favour. Last year, more than 30% of votes were cast against the adoption of its remuneration report. These developments were, however, overshadowed by protests from climate activists who repeatedly disrupted the address by Mr. McFarlane and Mr. King. Some attendees were asked to leave, with the meeting paused for several minutes. Oh, come on. Climate activists have sought changes to Westpac's constitution to allow investors to vote on a resolution regarding climate risk safeguarding, but only about 10% of votes were cast in favour of this. Good. People are still sensible. The bank urged shareholders to vote against the resolution. Westpac's claim to support the climate goals for Paris Agreement and net zero emissions by 2050 while continuing to finance huge fossil fuel expansion plans. Oh, come on, you stupid idiots. We need fossil fuels to keep us alive. Your wind farms, batteries are going to do bugger all when it gets really hot and we need air conditioning. If you're really worried about climate change, because the Paris Agreement, here's a wake-up call, is going to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. It will make no difference at all to abating any of the predictions that have been made. Not a thing. It'll be 0.01 degrees in 100 years' time. bugger all. So we're going to need fossil fuels and advanced tech to mitigate the environment. That's what humanity does. Okay? If you don't get that, do some bloody study. If you're really worried about climate change, you should be out there advocating for nuclear so we have reliable energy when the world gets hotter here in Australia so we can deal with it. Stupid idiots. I'm getting sick of it. I really am. I'm getting sick of these people. They're just... They must be making money off this type of shit. Someone must be funding them to act like idiots. Or they're still too young. They don't realize what they're doing. Westpac's board also faced repeated questions on the lender's policies to tackle nature-related risks such as deforestation. Mr. King told shareholders the bank currently only considers these risks in agricultural loans. Yes, on a case-by-case basis. Yeah, that's what they should do. So, guys, well, let's have a bit of a talk. Aside from the hippies hijacking the bloody Westpac meeting, the reality is interest rates are going to go up and some people are going to be shocked. Well, what can you do? What can you do? I mean, even if you believed the RBA, you should have done modeling yourself to test when the shit hits the fan. You know, your missus gets fired from her job, you get a recession, your work maybe decreases in half, and interest rates go up. What are you going to do? What do you reckon, guys? I mean, the poor guy, it's going to be a big hit, but, I mean, shit, he believed the RBA. Who believes the RBA? Maybe just those of us watching the YouTubes don't. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out my other channels, HeiseBim and HeiseSays International. If you want to support us, you can financially on YouTube or Patreon, using our referral links, buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.